Just very briefly, but back to 1809, he builds the barn, and then in 1828 he says, you know, I don't want to do this anymore, and he sells the property to a family with the last name of Dalziel. The Dalziels were Scottish, and they immigrated here from Scotland, and they bought the farm, and they lived in that house that we were looking at, except that house, when it was first built, was actually over here. I think it was up over here. And they lived in that house till 1870, when if you just look through the trees over there, you can see there's a brick house. And they built that brick house in 1870 and moved in there. Then in 1884, they moved that house on rollers down to be, as it's amended, down to where it is now, and rented it to a school teacher. So if we fast forward now, the family goes on farming all the way along, up until the 1950s when they decide they don't really want to farm here anymore. And so they sell the land to the Conservation Authority to basically turn it into parkland. And they also wanted to make sure they preserved this barn because they knew that it was fairly unique. So beginning in the 1950s, beginning in 1956, this was actually a museum, because the authority turned it into a pioneer museum and put displays and things into it. So when you go inside today, some of the things you're going to see are remnants of the museum that was built in the 1950s. And some things are going to look like they did when they were farming in the 1800s.